So day three, we went into the theater proper, into the space for the first time. So it was a very different energy because the ceiling is much higher. The sound can disappear a lot easier. And it was also a moment where we started to talk about the distribution of body in space and what you can do with that. And also the day where we started to introduce games that were a bit more sophisticated and a bit more to do with the format of the interpretation of dreams proper. So this game is called Guess What? The instruction is one person is going to get out of the room. All the rest of the group will be instructed to embody an object. And then the person who was out and who's been brought back in has got three different guesses. When it's successful, it's extraordinary because it makes everyone feel very happy. And when it's not successful, it's often really, really funny. It's a good game.
A sewing machine!
So the most obvious difference between the rehearsal process and the performance tend to be stage nerves, that we tend to be a lot more hyper, and the willingness to please and to be good, kicks in, and that's where all the collaborative work can really go to the bean. So that's the acid test. That's where we find out if the training worked.
And it's not so much, for us, it's not so much learning to do something on the top of everything else that we do. It's stopping to do all the stuff that we do that serve absolutely no purpose and being left with the essential stuff. So it's not really acquiring skills because the skills are there from birth.
So the yes-no game, and it goes like that. You sit with a partner, you tell them a story which is first person, present tense, and which is about doing things. And at the end of each sentence that you say, your partner, the person who's listening to you, is going to tell you yes or no. If they say yes, you continue, and everything you said remains true. And if they say no, everything you said before remains true, but you have to make a new choice.
I am opening a door.
Yes.
I enter a room.
No.
I enter a garden.
Yes.
I pick a flower.
No.
I smell a flower.
Yes.
I cut it.
No.
I kiss it.
Yes.
I tell it a secret.
Yes.
It smiles back at me.
No.
It yells at me.
Yes.
So the first round is played like that, just yes, no. Then we play a second round with new partners, where instead of saying yes, the listener will say color or action. That count as a yes, I accept what you just said, but what you're going to be saying next is going to be whether color or action. If it's color, it's a description. It can be a description of your surroundings, a description of yourself, even a description of what you think or what you feel. There has to be a description. And if it's calling for an action, then it has to be an action, something that you do.
I am in a mountain.
Color.
It's pink and it's very curvy. It's very curvy and it's not only pink. It's green. It's yellow. It's orange. It has so many colors, like a rainbow.
So the last stage of this game is that once the story is being told by the narrator, the person who was listening to it stand up, find a new partner, and retell the story, which train your memory.
It was a pink mountain with lots of color on it. It was green, it was yellow, it had all the colors like the rainbow. So I started running at the mountain and whistling.
Another layer to this is that the person who received that story then find a new partner and retell the story in gibberish.
En això, travora, pero estindomento. Travora. E avdinotro una textura petera.
And then we check with the person who heard this story in gibberish, who's going to retell it in English in front of everyone, to check, what is the difference from this final story that was told in gibberish, how was it received, and is it faithful to the very original story?
I whistle.
And funny.
And suddenly I hear a bird whistling like me, and I say, oh my God, what's going on here?
This bird, which was actually a parrot, it wasn't a really nice bird, it was a parrot with the voice not so good, it was really bad.
Alla terrestra entro una pestrosa feroz, con una testrosa fera mundra e crestra. Yeah.
I continued to walk because I wanted to reach that place. I never. I didn't walk. I wanted to stay there, be grateful of the sun because it was so sunny, and I sat here under a tree and looked at the sky.
I started walking, going somewhere, but then I decided, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to stand there and enjoy the sun.
And I
En tristo, crosto, astomendo. Udro beso gero, e co.
And now, after that, we'll try to find out if the original proprietor of the story can recognize the story. Might get some little surprise. So who want to start?
I come across a huge gate. It was very, very tall. And then I would hear a voice coming from far away, like, oh, come here, come here. And I was walking toward that voice. And then at the end of the corridor, there was this bird thing with this very obnoxious rampos. And we fought, and I slit its throat, and there was blood everywhere, coming everywhere.
How did the story go?
So the interpretation of dreams is a very straightforward format. You would ask people at the very beginning to raise their hands if they have a dream. It has to be a real dream. And then you'll come back to them later, and you invite them on stage, and you ask them about their dreams. You ask for details, colors, sensations, details about the story if it's not clear, and then you're done, and you invite them back into the audience, and you bring the cast, and you just play their dreams for them.
And when the time was over and the dead people must have gone to their places, the angel raising his hand and pointing at the dead person, and then the dead person would go to its place.
We had, when we were training, in the training period, we had a dream that was really dramatic and that was very, very moving and very intense.
Well, as I was talking to my father, an angel came and pointed at me. And I went, no, no,
No, my dad is the dead person. No, you can't take me.
and I woke up. And I woke up, that is not part of the dream, but I have the need to tell it. I went to my mother and said, Mommy, I couldn't die for that. Why? I am so egoist. And that
I was getting a bit nervous toward the end of the rehearsal process as to are we going to get an audience. And we went leafleting and things, and I wanted to put some posters up, and Vicky told me, well, we can't really advertise it officially. I wanted to get some press and things, and she said we can't do that because the theatre has been raided by the police quite a few times, because basically the occupation is not legal.
Ναι, 4 φορές έχει επιδιώξει η αστυνομία να κλείσει το εμπρός. Μάλλον η αστυνομία μετά από διαταγή του ΤΑΙΠΕΔ, που είναι το ταμείο στο οποίο ανήκουν τώρα τα ακίνητα, τα ελληνικά ακίνητα, γιατί παλαιότερα ανήκε το εμπρός, το θέατρο εμπρός, σαν δημόσιο κτίριο, είχε αρμοδιότητα το Υπουργείο Πολιτισμού και μια άλλη υπηρεσία που ήταν υπεύθυνη γι' αυτό, αλλά τώρα όλα αυτά έχουν περιέλθει στην ιδιοκτησία του ΤΑΙΠΕΔ, το οποίο αυτό, στην αρμοδιότητα, όχι στην ιδιοκτησία, το οποίο όμως αυτό σημαίνει ότι δεν είναι και υποχρεωμένοι να σεβαστούν το ότι το εμπρός είναι ένα διατηρηταίο κτίριο και είναι ένα διατηρηταίο θέατρο. Έτσι λοιπόν ως τώρα 4 φορές μας έχουν ενοχλήσει και την τελευταία φορά που ήταν ίσως και η πιο άγρια, γιατί ήταν 2 ηθοποιοί στο χώρο που έκαναν μία πρόβα.
So if we shout a bit too loud, we might have, and even if we don't, we might have the police coming and arrest everyone for doing improv.